I'd like to invite Reverend Tarver up for invocation.
Good evening, everyone. Glad to see you all tonight on this beautiful Saturday night in Blue Island for this Candidate Speaks. And I know we're going to have a wonderful time on tonight. Let's bow our heads for a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your goodness to us for this beautiful Saturday evening and for all of the beautiful faces we see in this room. Now we pray your blessing on this gathering on tonight, on all of your people. We pray, Father, that the candidates will go forth and bring forth clarity, even in the issues that they have. We pray, Father, that we share the things that are on their heart. It will be a blessing to this community and to this region. We thank you for it now. We pray your blessing over us as we go forth on tonight, that everything that comes forth bring you glory. We thank you, we praise you, and we honor you for these things. Thank you for your goodness to us. In your Son's name, we thank you for it. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And on behalf of the CASA of Blue Island and the Chicago Far South Suburban NAACP, I want to again extend a welcome to you tonight and to thank you for coming out. Tonight is a very important night. I think that a night you can't take for granted because there have been many lives that have been lost. And I don't say it like just so that we can have the opportunity to vote, to be educated, to be informed, to be able to participate in the democracy. And so I commend you for coming out tonight. Because there's times that this was not necessarily the case. And organizations such as the NAACP and CASA Blue Island, we have worked long and hard and fought to be able to have these opportunities. And so one of the things that I wanted to share with you tonight is that you're going to have the opportunity to come out and to listen, to hear, and meet people and those who want to have your vote this April 7th. And I think we need to just take advantage of that. Listen, be mindful, make informed decisions. And so for that, I think that, again, this is going to be a great opportunity. I think we're going to learn a lot tonight. We're going to learn about those who are running for office in District 130, 132, Moraine Valley Community College, the Blue Island City Council, and automatic races. And I think that it's just a treat and a great opportunity for us to be here tonight and share this with you. I want to also wish all the candidates good luck tonight. I want to ensure that that you continue to come out, continue to learn about your candidates, learn what their positions are. Because again, like I said, we can't take this for granted. Because even as I speak today, there are those, believe it or not, and just let there be no room for doubt, that there are those who want to either diminish or repeal the Voters' Rights Act of 1965. And we simply cannot allow that to happen. So by you coming out, being a part of this, this democracy, being a part of the vote, ensuring that you do vote, ensure that you reach out to your neighbors, to your friends, to your family, ensure that they vote. This is how we ensure that we continue to have the rights that so many people have died for, that we might have. So, again, I won't stay before you long. I'll just take my seat. And again, wish all the candidates good luck. And again, commend you all for being out tonight. Welcome.
Blue Island City Council will be next. We got Alan J. Stevo speaking first for the second ward.
As Robert and Elvis said, my name is Alan Stevo. It's a pleasure to be with all of you tonight, here tonight. I'd like to thank Donald Magruder and Kathy Keener for hosting this event. events like this are never an easy task to organize, and Don and Kathy know how to make it look easy. They are doing a great service for this community. Maybe we can just have a quick round of applause for Don and Kathy and the rest of their team. Along with me tonight is my son Alan. He's sitting there with a blue blazer on. He's available to take down your name if you would like to become involved with our campaign. It's been a very exciting election, and we'd love to have you join us in pursuing an inspiring and bold vision for Blue Island. Imagine a Blue Island where you're in control and you can decide the common sense missions that our city commits to. A cleaner, safer, healthier Blue Island, where every little thing like snow removal or bridge repair are planned out by caring city council members. And we never again have a problem with such basic issues because our elected officials will finally be doing their jobs. There are important small issues and there are bigger moral issues, like the death of 74-year-old Mr. Antonio Manrique at the hands of 2 Blue Island police officers 11 years ago. Or the death of 11-year-old Bobby Silva in a hit and run as he was sledding with his friends. 2 deaths that go unexplained to a community concerned about its safety. I support our first responders, and I support the right of Blue Islanders to live safely. There are other big issues. Where do we want our city to be 10, 20, 50 years from now? That and other issues our present City Hall doesn't seem capable of handling. It's a great time to renew, revitalize, rejuvenate, restore, rekindle, and reinvent, allowing us to dedicate more resources to the things that matter, today and for our future, while spending less money on the corruption and local politics that siphons away our livelihood. That's the simple truth. And the good news is that none of us at the podium tonight and no one at City Hall are in control of that. That terrifies them. You're in control. You decide if we get a cleaner, healthier, safer Blue Island where there's both accountability and bold action. 45 years ago, I took my first civics class as a senior at Eisenhower High School. And I'm as inspired tonight standing at this podium before you as I was then. It's been 40 years since I took out a mortgage for my first home in Blue Island. It's been 30 years since I was first elected and became an alderman in Blue Island. As I said, I am as inspired today as I was then, and knowing that you're in control, that you decide, not City Hall, gives me a great peace of mind. Bold actions can beget comprehensive long-term solutions. Knowing that vision is possible, as I said, brings me peace of mind. Because very often I find that when we dream big, we exceed our expectations. A vision like that inspires me to run, and I hope it will inspire you to vote for me.
From the Blue Island Park District Board, Rita Robbie M. Dieters.
Hi everybody. I just want to say that I'm extremely nervous, so bear with me, please. But thank you all for coming out tonight to listen to all the candidates speak. I think it's very important. And I would also like to thank CASA and the NAACP for sponsoring this event. It's a great thing. So my name is Roberta Robbie Diners, and I'm a lifelong resident of Blue Island. I was born, raised, and now raising my family in the city that I love. My family has deep roots in this city. My father is Dan Collier of Collier Signs and has his business here for over 50 years. I have been employed at Collier Signs for over 18 years. I started working there while I was attending Eisenhower High School, and I was on the work program and worked as an apprentice underneath my father. Well, I stayed on while taking courses at Moraine Valley and Columbia College, and I continue to work for him from home while raising my kids. My husband Mark was also born and raised in Blue Island. His family is best known for the driving force of Halloween on Ann Street, which was a 25-year celebration that it was enjoyed by thousands of children in this community. Mark and I have 2 young children. We frequent the parks and we join in many of the park activities. Our 5-year-old son has been diagnosed with autism, which helps me to provide a unique perspective. I know and understand that everyone in life is not the same, their needs are not the same, and each person deserves to have their needs represented. Blue Island is not a cookie-cutter community. We are rich in diversity. I want to make sure that our parks fit the needs of everyone in this community. Parks are meant to be fun for everyone, and I strongly feel that I can be the effective voice and represent those needs. Currently, I am serving as an interim commissioner on the Blue Island Park Board. I know that our park district is doing well. The park district operates in the black, and we need to remain fiscally sound so that we can keep all of our park activities at an affordable rate for families. I also want to make sure that we actively work and plan to provide a variety of programs that appeal to many members of this community. I'm committed to providing a range of activities that will appeal to our seniors, to providing not only sports-oriented programs, but art, music, and cultural events, as well as maintaining and expanding our fine swim lesson program and recreational swim for all. I'm asking that you help me retain my position on the park board by voting for me and also casting your vote for my running mate, Colleen Walsh, to ensure that your interests are well served. I pledge to continue to serve as an independent, open-minded, not politically backed citizen and have the best interests of our parks and making sure they're meeting the needs of all the members of this community. Thank you so much for your consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Diners. And now I'd like Colleen Walsh to step up.
Hello, thanks for having me tonight. My name is Colleen Walsh, and as Robbie introduced me, she's my running mate. I'm excited to see the faces out here tonight. I think it says a lot about our community that there are people who want to get involved and are passionate about our future. That's been one of the best things so far about running in this campaign, is just seeing how many people are truly interested, invested, and they want to get involved. They're not going to take a back seat and watch, politics pass them by. On that note, I want to also add that it says a lot about our community and the future of our community that there are 4 good candidates that are running for the 2 open park board commission seats. However, today I want to talk to you about why I may be one of the best candidates. Like Robbie, I was born and raised in Blue Island, and I also chose to move back here with my family to raise my children here. We're on our 2nd home in Blue Island, which we've rehabbed, and I have 2 children, 6 months and a 3-year-old, and my husband plays for our Blue Island's own hockey team, the Blue Islanders. The reason I'm stepping forward now is because I want to continue to see the parks thrive. They act kind of like a heartbeat for our community. They act as a hub of the community where people meet for the first time, meet up with their friends, and they actually host events and playtime and recreation. It's a hub of our community. And I want it to continue to thrive. What sets me apart from two other candidates is that I too, like Robbie, I'm an independent candidate. I don't have any political party backing me. I have no local politicians backing me, and that's because I want to keep the politics out of the park. You know, that's for City Hall, and we can let them figure that out. What the parks are for fun, they're for recreation, and they're for the community. I've spent uncountable hours at the parks in Blue Island over the course of my life, starting with preschool, and then moving, I was a lifeguard as well, and now I'm returning back there with a fresh eye because I'm going with my children. And I've thoroughly enjoyed all the classes and just simple pleasures of playing at the park. I have a background in the fine arts. My bachelor's degree is from U of I in Champaign, and my master's is from Columbia in Chicago. And for that reason, I would really love to incorporate more beauty into the parks. I would love to see some sort of art festival that would draw in artisans from the other south suburbs to get more people interested in Blue Island and get a really positive opinion to promote that and outside the community as well. In closing, my young family keeps me really busy. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 dogs. I have a house. I have my family right next door to me, and I don't really need a job. I don't need more projects, that is for sure. But I want to be involved. I'm really excited, I'm passionate about the parks, and I love what they stand for, and that's why I am getting involved right now. I want to ensure that the Blue Island Parks are central to my children's lives as they were in my own. And you know, I had a moment this week. I was teaching my son, who's 3 years old, to roll down Memorial Hill the same way I always rolled down Memorial Hill, and it just really reinforced how passionately I love the parks, because they're fun, and that's what this should all be about, fun and recreation and a hub for the community, and that is what the value of the parks is bringing to Blue Island, and I want to make sure that it continues moving forward in the right direction, as Robbie said, being fiscally sound and meeting the needs of the community as it grows.
30 seconds.
And I'm done. Thank you for your time.
Good evening. My name is Patricia Ann Carr. I want to thank you for inviting me to share with you today. It was 4 years ago that I announced my candidacy for the Calumet Public School District 132. I'd like to share some of my accomplishments with you here as the groundwork for my decision to run for re-election. I completed certification training for enhanced physical education, co-chaired by the State Superintendent of Education. I served as district delegate twice on behalf of the Illinois Association of School Boards. I served as policy chairperson for 2 years and have completed all of my mandatory training with school board members. At the same time, I often voted contrary to my personal feelings on subjects because after taking the time to truly understand the issue, I had to make the best decision for our students in District 132, despite how I might feel about it personally. I have much to be proud of and very little that I regret. However, physical education, Common Core state standards, technology, and qualified teachers are among some of the issues in our district. First of all, Common Core standards, First of all, enhanced physical education in School District 132 hasn't met mandated daily physical education for more than 3 years due to waivers from the Illinois State Board of Education. The final waiver in School District 132 will end in school year 2016. As a result, the district is unable to apply for any further waivers for the requirement of physical education. And we know what happens when we are physically active. It improves our students' behavior. It helps them when it comes to concentration on testing, reading, and it also eliminates obesity in our communities. According to ISB, School District 132 should be implementing a plan today to become in compliance with daily physical education. We need a plan to get our children moving today. Secondly, Common Core standards. Some states pulled out of the Common Core initiative, but the state of Illinois could face sanctions, including loss of federal dollars, if Illinois doesn't test almost all students and fail to meet testing requirements. Equally important, our students today are pioneering new learning standards and testing on electronic devices. That can be pretty overwhelming, even for an adult. Time is precious for our students. Board members need to be proactive and make every resource available immediately. The combination of technology and learning exemplifies a new era of public education, with innovations coming that we cannot yet imagine. But what's not going to change is our system of education that depends on local governments. School board members must realize that community ownership is critical to school success. The public wants and expects local accountability. In conclusion, one complaint of a new Common Core test is the time demands on students and the disruption in everyday learning. Depending on how much testing our state requires, students could spend twice as many hours taking a test in previous school years. That's not only a disruption in the individual student's learning, but depending on how many computers the districts have. Okay, lastly, there's a variety of low-cost free tools that's available. All things considered, the goal is to better prepare Illinois students for success in college and the workplace in a competitive global economy. Thank you for this opportunity. Vote 107 for Patricia Ann Carr for re-election.
The second speaker, Chevelle Carter.
Hello, my name is Chevelle Carter. I'm presently a board member of the School District 132 and the district secretary as well. I'm running again for the Village of Calumet in the school district. With over 20 years as a resident, I have a husband and 2 kids and 4 grandbabies, but 3 of them attend the school district, 2 in 132 and 1 is in 218. After years of working at the school and a daycare provider, I am convinced that a more productive approach is not only necessary, but imperative for our future, meaning that our babies leave District 132 and go to 218 and they're challenged. And the problem is we need to work a little bit harder as board members as to the qualifications and what the teachers need to do in order for the kids to be able to do better. We need to embrace a productive approach for the Calumet School's future. Together, we can foster and choose the best opportunities that enhance our visions for the Village of Calumet Park and the school district, meaning the village need to do the village and let the school do the school, and then we can work it together. If you share my vision, I urge you to connect with me and help make it happen. Together, we can make a meaningful difference for our families, for our students, and for our village. Please vote for Chevelle Carter, April 7th, punch 102. Thank you.
next speaker, Sanithia Harris.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sanithia Harris, and I'm running for School Board 132. I'm a parent of 2 great kids in the district. I am totally excited into running for the school board. I really can't go on this year program that I've written out, but I just have to speak from my heart. And basically, I was in Calumet Park for about 10 years. And after I was laid off my job, well, basically, I said, well, it's nothing else but to be 100% parent, hands-on. So therefore, I was working in the district, volunteering. I was even the PTA secretary. Pretty much, I was just pretty much hands-on in everything there was. Vocal at the board meetings, trying to make sure that the children make sure they get gym time and make sure they get everything that they needed. But here it goes. I have a son that's special ed. Well, when I noticed that he wasn't getting the services that he needed, I felt really bad as a parent because, as we all know, when we're into working, we're into our jobs, where we lack off on some of the things that the children need. Well, I was hurt, so I made it my business to seek out for help, to find things or reasons why my son is where he is at the grade level he was at. Going into 8th grade, he's almost in high school. Oh my God, nervous as I don't know what. So therefore, I fought the school, and they fought me. Superintendent, go to the board meetings, request to speak with the board, they fought me as well. Well, here I am. I think I can do good on the other side. I've done the parenting, I've done the volunteering, I've worked in a district, so now I want to work on this other side. I want to make sure that every child has an opportunity to get services, get everything that they need. They are our future, and without them, there wouldn't be a future. It disturbs me that the district isn't transparent. It needs to be transparent. It's such an outrage of not enough parents to be vocal and be volunteering and being present where they're needed. And I think, well, no, I don't think, I know I will be a positive for our district, for our children. I've talked to many parents. I was so outraged. They even banned me. Who bans a parent trying to advocate for their child? Who bans it? District 132. I couldn't even walk or participate in any kind of programs my children had other than getting permission. You can't give me permission to advocate for my children. Really? No. So I went a little further. I had to get lawyers to help me get my son the services. Who does that? And we put these people in these seats every 4 years, and they have not 1 ounce of careness in the world. I need to be on that board. It's a must. And I hope and pray that we get the big turnout for these parents to come out and vote the right ones, vote what's right, not what's just because I'm liked. You don't have to like me, but like what I do, love what I do, because I'm here not to speak for mine, but speak for yours. I'm not politically backed. I don't have any political people backing me, and they don't have to back me. It speaks for itself. I speak for myself, and this is what I want to do, I need to do. 30 seconds. I can go to sleep at night knowing that I've done the best that I could and spoke on what I truly believe in. And I'm going to continue to do it because I have children that depend on me. And all I can ask for is Sanithia Harris Vote 108, April 7, and I'm really excited. This is the first ever, and I think this will be a positive outlook for myself. I'm really needing to be on that board. Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Hello, everyone. Hello. My name is Fatima Mazir. I'm a mother of 4 kids, and I've been in the United States for almost 16 years. I have associate degrees in banking and financial management in Palestine, and I worked over there in an international bank. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. That was just like... I'm doing this for my kids, for my family, for all the kids that I believe that they deserve the best. I have 2 kids in District 180, 1 in District 218. I live in Crestwood. I want to thank everybody here that gave me the chance and the opportunity to speak to all of you tonight and to introduce myself and to give the chance to everybody else to get to know me too. I believe that our children is the gate to our future, and whatever we do here is for them, for us to benefit from that in our future too. I believe that I could be valuable and assess the Board of Education for many reasons that I have experienced by teaching my kids everything, and educational part and positive behaviors and everything that leads them to the future, in their future, to the right path, to success in their future too. I believe that not just my kids, all the kids in our district and all other districts, that they deserve the same benefits that they get from us as parents, teachers, and community. I want to thank everybody here that they came out tonight to listen to us, to know what we think of, and to give us a chance to share our experience, to help our kids success in their future, because we see everything around going these days that it's not leading us to something really that good with our kids. That's why we gotta all work together, sharing our experience and knowledge and everything to help them succeed, to get everything that they deserve to get to. This is all for the future of our children's educations. This is also for the staff and teachers in our district. My district is 130, that they work really hard to give a positive and powerful future to our children. I believe that it's not just the educational part is what we care about to help our kids succeed in their life. There's lots of other sides that we gotta care about. The way we teach it, the way we let them reach to the knowledge, the way we want them to succeed. That's why we're here trying to share everyone's experience and everyone's knowledge to get to the main point, which is our children, that we're always and all looking forward to let them get to the main things that they deserve to get to. I really thank everybody here. I'm sorry I was kind of a little bit nervous and I was a little late. Thank you everybody here, and I wish that everybody enjoy the night and have a good evening.
Thank you, and next speaker, Lorenzo Navarez.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Lorenzo Navarez. I'm not a politician. I'm not here to make you any promises because I can't. I'd be lying to you if I do. I've been an educator for about 20 years. I came to Blue Island in 1995 as a student teacher, and I stayed here for 16 years as a teacher and as an administrator. 3 years ago, I decided to leave the district. I was an assistant principal at Leonard Memorial Middle School, and my son was coming up, and my daughter was coming up, and they said, "Daddy, you gotta go. You gotta go." So I left 16 years behind, and I worked at Bensonville District 2. I'm currently working at Richmond 122. And I tell people the hardest thing about my job, I work as a district administrator, so I work with parents, I work with teachers, and I work with students. And the hardest thing about my job is to know all the good things that we're doing for other kids, and my own children can't get the same thing. That's the hardest thing about my job. When I started here in 1996 as a teacher, Blue Island was one of the greatest education districts in the South Side. People used to come and visit us to see the great things we were doing. Now, unfortunately, we're lagging behind, very far behind. Currently, I was at Governor's State, where my district applied for a grant. We received about $1 million of free money. And my question to them was, where's Blue Island? They're not on the table. And this grant was being run by ex-Blue Island teachers. And they said, we invited them, but they didn't come. Again, those are things that upset me very, very much, because it's pretty much free money. Now, I have an 8th grader and I have a 7th grader, and they're going to be moving on from District 130. And people ask me, well, why are you doing it right now that your children are gone? And I said, because I have no agenda. I got nothing to gain out of this. My children are going to be gone after another year. So I'm doing this for the community of Blue Island, for the kids of Blue Island. I live in Blue Island. I've coached Little League. I've been in the Little League board. I coach for AYSO. I volunteered at the park. Anybody who ever calls me and has to do anything with kids, I will be there. And even if I don't win, I think every candidate should say, what's going to happen if you don't win? Because realistically, 7 of us are going to lose. That's just a fact. But I will be committed to Blue Island. I'll be committed to District 130. It will always be my home. You know, they trained me. They taught me how to be a teacher. They taught me how to be a leader. So to me, my heart will always be in Blue Island. So whether I win or lose, I will always be there for them. I will always try to get I will always speak for the children of Blue Island. I'm at boards all the time. You could ask Dr. Rep. She's received a couple of my emails a few times. It's funny, people say that I'm very outspoken. I don't speak unless there's something important. And I don't speak unless I'm willing to make changes. Like I said, I can promise you that I'm going to do these great things, but District 130 is lagging behind. All I can say is that I will do the best that I can to bring it back to the time when I was a young teacher, when we attracted the best administrators and the best teachers. But in reality, there's 7 other people that are there. My job is to do the best I can to convince them to do what's best for the kids. One of the greatest teachers I ever had, may he rest in peace, he said, you know, any decision you make it with the best interest of the children in mind, and you'll never go wrong. And I've spoken to the union, I've spoken to other administrators and teachers, and I said, at the end of the day, no matter what, my decision will be based on what's best for the children. You know, I could deal with parents, I could deal with teachers, I could deal with politicians, that's okay. But I can't look at a child in the eyes and say, I'm sorry, I sold you out. So, if you're thinking about should I vote for him or should I not vote for him, like I said, just think about this. If you do vote for me or you don't, whatever decision I make will be in the best interest of the child. That's it. Thank you very much for this evening. Good luck to all the candidates. See you on April 7th. Thank you.
The next speaker for District 130 School Board is Dr. Ann B. Rep.
Hello, everyone. It's a little nerve-wracking being up here, just as many people have said. My name is Ann Rapp. I am a mother, a wife, and a college professor. I'm also the sitting vice president on the District 130 School Board at present. I'm running for school board because I want to continue to, as Lorenzo Navarra said, put kids first. And the way that I've tried to do that is by promoting transparency, professionalization, and systemization of board processes. Now that sounds a little bureaucratic and maybe a little abstract, so let me give you some examples of the kinds of things that I've done and that I think are accomplishments that I would hope to be able to continue doing. I think one of the most important things that I did was we had a huge interview process to hire a new superintendent, and that was really one of the reasons why I ran originally 4 years ago. And I was instrumental, central in the process, in organizing the process for how we hired the superintendent. And we systematically involved community members, teachers, and staff, gave them individualized time with every candidate, and I developed feedback forms for each group. Everybody anonymously gave us feedback. Then what I did was I went and I crunched the numbers and presented them to the board so that when we did make a decision about a superintendent, we did it with real feedback that was objective from the community that we serve. That resulted in hiring a really wonderful person, Dr. Gina Halloran, who we are super excited and I feel very blessed to have leading our district now. I also did something very early in my first term, which was, for the very first time, I argued that we needed to have a part of our superintendent's evaluation form that actually assessed their leadership qualities. Doesn't sound very radical, does it? But previously we had never assessed the superintendent for his leadership qualities, and there were some concerns community-wide about it. So we integrated things like, does this superintendent promote trust in community? It seems obvious, but it had never been done before. One more thing that's probably a little bit more complex, and but I think even more important, is that we had a really tough fight last year in a dispute that was sensitive with the village of Crestwood. Crestwood wanted to extend a TIF. A TIF diverts tax money away from taxing bodies. The extension of this TIF would have cost District 130 $800,000 a year until I probably would not be alive anymore. I mean, it was going to be so long, $800,000 a year. There was a lot of political pressure brought to bear on the school board, and we opposed that extension. And we are still in negotiations with Crestwood. We told them we will absolutely not support this TIF extension unless our kids get the money, period. That's putting kids first. Why vote for me? I'm independent. I'm not beholden to any special interests. As it was said before, I don't know how aware you all are, but there are some party interests that are attempting to infiltrate things like the park board, as well as the school board in Blue Island. So it's really important when you go to the polls to know who you're voting for and whether they are actually independent. No special interests support me. I'm the only candidate with experience, the only one who's running for re-election and who has served on a school board. And let me tell you, it's at least a 2-year learning curve. It's quite a baptism by fire. And I'm the only candidate that has the endorsement of District 130's teachers. All the candidates have the opportunity to speak to the teachers. In previous election cycles, the teachers have endorsed more than one candidate. We have 8 candidates. Everyone had the opportunity to speak to the teachers. I'm the only one who got their endorsement out of all 8. So, please vote for me so that I can continue to serve our children and our community. Thank you so much.
Now we have a speaker from Moraine Valley Community Trustee, that's running for Moraine Valley Community Trustee, James Tilber.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name name is Jim Talbot. I'd like to thank the Blue Island NAACP for inviting me to speak to all of you this evening. I'm running for Moraine Valley College trustee in the April 7th election because I have a servant's heart and I want to serve the community at large. I'm running to be for trustee for Moraine Valley to be able to continue to provide the quality of education that I currently enjoy as a student. And if elected, that would be my top priority, to work with the board to make sure that we're able to continue to provide the level of education that we currently do for years to come. Again, I'm currently a student at Moraine Valley, and a challenge that Moraine Valley is facing is more and more high school seniors that are coming into college at Moraine Valley are not prepared for college level work. So they're testing below college level and having to take remedial courses. I can relate to that. I've had to take 090 math and reading classes at Moraine Valley, which is a setback because that takes you longer to get your degree at Moraine Valley, and if you continue to fail, that's just a vicious cycle, and it takes you longer and longer to achieve your degree. So if I am elected, I will work with Moraine Valley to expand our bridge program for students who test below college level in reading, math, and English, so that they are able to, so that they're better prepared for when they enter college in the fall. Secondly, I have a deep appreciation for our United States military. I do a lot of work with Honor Flight Chicago for our World War II veterans and the USO. And I have been in contact with Combat to College, that is Moraine Valley's Student Veteran Association. And I've spoken to them, and I will work with them and try and make their transition from combat life to student college life as easy as possible, try to make the transition for them as easy as possible. And whatever other concerns that they have as far as funding for their education and their representation at Moraine Valley, I will work with the board to try and resolve that for them. And finally, I have reached out to Moraine Valley's African American Student Union. They have voiced their concerns to me, such as the need for community outreach. That is a major problem in some of our African American communities. High school seniors are underrepresented, and they're not getting the level of attention that they need as far as finding the college that's right for them. And that is one of the concerns of the Moraine Valley African American Student Union, to have a community outreach and speak to the parents of students and to the students themselves, high school students, that college would be the right choice for them, and that's that receiving a college degree would be their chance at success for making a decent wage and getting a good career, having a good career. And I believe that as a student at Moraine Valley, I have the unique perspective of being able to represent the students on the board of trustees and being able to relate to their needs as currently being a student. And I'm at Moraine Valley 5 days a week, and I listen to the concerns of my fellow students for several years now. So I think that I can represent them better than somebody who has not been involved with the college. And if elected, I will work with the African American Student Union to help them in whatever needs that whatever concerns they have, and especially with the community outreach, to get as many high school students as possible to decide to go to college, and Moraine Valley being that college for them. Well, thank you very much for your time, and it would be an honor to have your votes on April 7th. Thank you.
Running for second ward. Next speaker is a writing candidate for second ward, Carol DePace Green.
Thank you all for coming tonight. My name is Carol DePace Green, and I am the write-in candidate for 4th Ward Alderman. Isn't it time to officials taxpayers can count on to work in the best interest of Blue Island. Most people know I've been in Blue Island for 20 years and I work with DCFS and teach. During the last 10 years as a citizen activist in our neighborhoods and community, like all of us, I've witnessed and experienced events that clearly have not served the best interests of the community. Over and over again, voters have repeatedly been told what they want to hear to get political parties elected. Promises have been made, and promises have all been broken. People who made and make poor choices need to be held accountable, and we, the voters, can vote them out. Currently, the council is preparing to vote on a 1% sales tax increase. Businesses showed up at meetings on March 10th and 19th and let the council hear their opinions for and against the proposed increases. Business owners said they were not properly notified. That is unacceptable. The alleged concept behind the increase is to improve the business district. Therefore, Blue Island should immediately target 1% of the 8% sales tax to clean the streets and make the grants available now, immediately, without delay. By the way, I was informed over the weekend the street sweeper is broken. When will it be repaired, and where is the money to get the repairs completed? The council determined that the additional funds they are seeking are not going to be available until October of 2015. We can expect those funds will be further delayed until spring of 2016. Surrounding home rule communities like Calumet Park, Harvey, and Marionette Park currently charge 9% sales tax. Home rule is not the answer, although elected officials have, on more than one occasion, made efforts to hoodwink the taxpayers in Blue Island into voting in favor of home rule. In the last several elections, we've seen record numbers of municipalities vote to opt out of home rule. Home rule powers should be granted unconditionally to moms who ensure that all members of the family are well fed, cared for, and adequately clothed. Blue Island elected officials need to work for middle-class families and working people. There are so many people hurting as a result of the poor choices made by the council because they are not representing their constituents. Elected officials must ensure Blue Island roadways and bridges are well-maintained and usable. When elected, I will fight for better flood control programs than currently under consideration, the repair of sidewalks and streets and alleys, and work with the City Council to ensure Blue Island has the required $1.5 million needed to send to Springfield to get the bridge reopened. I will advocate for business owners to be included in any projects that involve Blue Island businesses. I will advocate for improvement in accounting practices, recommending the Finance Department, Treasurer, and Finance Chair provide routine line item audits, payroll, and Treasurer reports. What are Blue Island's current reserves? Does Blue Island have adequate reserves to make pension payments? Has the Finance Director predicted when the reserves will likely be depleted?
30 seconds.
When will the public be provided with the detailed information? Why are equipment repairs delayed? Isn't it time to vote for elected officials taxpayers can count on to work and vote in the best interest of Blue Island for a better community and to move Blue Island forward? Writing, Carol DePace Green, Alderman, 4th Ward. Thank you.
Next speaker is Marcus S. Day, writing candidate for Alderman of the 6th Ward.
Give praise to God to my wife and kids, to my parents, all the candidates that are here tonight. My name is Marcus Samuel Day, and I am the writing candidate running for the Alderman for the 6th Ward of the City of Blue Island. First of all, I'm running for the Alderman of the 6th Ward. Not for fame, not for fortune, not for popularity. For what profit a man to gain the whole world, but lose his soul? We as a community, we have to understand that it's a belief, it's my compassion, it's my understanding that's compelled me to run for this office. I'm a dedicated husband, a father of 3, an ordained deacon. I served in the U.S. Army, so I have the discipline, the determination, the strength to make this community better than what it is. We have been neglected, but I'm here today to tell you tonight, I am the man for the job. You need a God's man, a man that has love for the people. I'm a resident of this community for 43 years. I've seen this positive, negative things in the community. But through my determination, through my hardship, through everything that's put in my strength, it's my job to fight for this community, to make it better, to understand that the crime, the violence, it's time for us to wake up as a people, as a community, to understand that we can do better. I'm just one voice, but I need your help. I need your support to make Blue Island a better place. Number one, they may ask a difference. What makes me different from other candidates? For my candidate, first of all, I am here. He is a no-show. Number one, I'm going to listen to the concerns of the people. Number two, I'm going to fight for the cause of the people. Number three, I will use my voting power to support any vote that is positive for the 6th Ward. Number four, I'm a God's man that loves the people. Also, I partnered with Mr. John Dudley and Mother Sorrows, that created people that have been incarcerated, to help them perform better jobs, to help them better themselves. I've also partnered with the Tommy A. Brown Sports Association. I've seen it grow. I've seen the people that we have met the needs of the people. But now it is time for us to wake up as a people. I have the understanding of the need, the challenges that face Blue Island. The infrastructure is bad. Our potholes are terrible. But I'm here today to tell you that I indeed to make a difference. And I thank God that in this community, there was a young boy in this community, 10 years old. The young boy had asthma. He grew up in the community. He wasn't able to jump and play like the other kids. But one Friday afternoon, the young man in this community had an asthma attack. But the young man, through his parents, through the vision of this community, they prayed for that young man, rushed him to Metro South Hospital. But the young man got healed. But through his determination, was able to finish Posner Elementary, went on to finish Gordon, went on to graduate from Eisenhower High School, and from there he went to the U.S. Army. But then after the Army, he came back to this community. He came back. The community was still messed up. But he's here standing on this podium tonight to tell you that he can make a difference. On April 7th, don't delay. But I'm a write-in candidate. Vote for Marcus Estes.
My name is Kathy Keeler, and I don't think I can compete with Marcus. Sorry about that. I apologize. We'll
Good evening, my name is Kathy Keener, and I am running for the position of Alderman of the 7th Ward of the City of Blue Island. I want you to know that my husband Mark and I and my family have lived in the 7th Ward for 23 years. I love the 7th Ward, but we have some severe problems. We also have the potential for a great deal of economic development, but serious decisions are going to have to be made very quickly, or this will not happen. The condition of our residential streets of the 7th Ward is a disgrace to the taxpayers who live there.
You better believe it.
Yep. For years we have had excuses. We have had broken promises. We have had, all sorts of promises of the future from both of our aldermen and from our previous administration. I just thought you should know 2 years ago this month, I don't know how many people remember this, we got this mug shot in the mail.
Yeah.
The Blue Island Independent Party, okay, on their campaign cards, they were going to do what? They were going to open our bridges, and they were going to repair our streets. So folks, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but those bridges are closed, and my street still look like the surface of the moon. It just does.
You're right.
Okay? I think you should know tonight that Kathy Keener thinks that the Blue Island Independent Party has not delivered on their promises, and everybody in the 7th Ward knows that. The flooding of sewer water into our homes has been a disaster for the people of my ward. For years, we've had to put up with the terrible smell, the extensive property damage, the mold, and the complete lack of concern from our city officials. In December, when I was opening my petition, I got to talk to an 80-year-old woman by the name of Margaret who lives on 123rd Street. In the last 3 years, she's lost her appliances, her hot water heater, and also her furnace to water damage. In January of this year, Margaret had to call the repairman because her furnace wasn't working. The repairman told her flat out, it's water damage, your furnace is going to have to be replaced. So this lady, this 81-year-old woman in my ward, sat in an unheated house with freezing pipes for the better part of a week while her daughter scrambled to come up with the money for a new furnace. This is a disgrace, okay? It just is. You know, Margaret and my neighbor Margaret deserves better than this. The people of the 7th Ward deserve better than this, okay? And Blue Island deserves better. You know, in 2012, Robinson Engineering came up with a plan, a good plan to fix our sewers and reduce the flooding in the 7th Ward. It needs to be implemented, and it needs to be implemented today. I don't want excuses. I don't want stupid answers. I don't want denial. They need to fix our sewers today. You know, it just kills me to see what has happened to my ward. As I look around tonight, I see an awful lot of independent candidates running in our communities. As an independent candidate, and like the others, I have financed and I have run my own campaign, okay? And what that means is that we pay our own bills, we raise our own money, we organize our own campaign. I don't like other candidates have mentioned, we have a lot of big-time political money coming into Blue Island campaigns. Okay? And it was very, very difficult for an average citizen to compete with that. You know, we don't have the Democratic PAC money coming into our communities. We don't have big businesses coming in and donating. But I would also suggest this. Big-time political money doesn't make someone a good public servant. All it means is that they have a lot of money, my friends. That's all it means. So look around here tonight. You've got independent candidates who have not been bought out, sold out, thrown out, or scared out of running for public office. These are the people who have paid their own way. They will answer to no one except you, the voters. Thank you for hearing me tonight, and I wish everyone the best in their campaign.